Shalom, everyone. I want to share with you a special teaching about the similarities between King David and Yeshua. We know that every key biblical figure carry a characteristic of Messiah. So now we're going to talk about King David and Messiah. So King David is a very interesting messianic prophetic figure that reveals different aspects of Yeshua. So we're going to start with some similarities. First of all, both of them were born in Bethlehem. Bethlehem means house of bread. David provided bread for his people. Yeshua provided the spiritual bread. David was a teacher of Torah. Yeshua was a teacher of Torah. Then both were not exactly recognized by their brothers. Like we know that not even the brothers of Yeshua believe in him, even almost till the end of his ministry. And we know when Samuel went to Yeshai, David was the last one to be considered. So they were not really recognized by their brothers. Then we see David defeating Goliath, this great giant that no one could defeat. In the same way, Yeshua defeated the devil and brought deliverance, just as David brought deliverance. Both were shepherds. David was a passionate shepherd. Yeshua is called the great shepherd. Both save Israel. Yeshua saved Israel from their sins. King David saved Israel from their enemies. Both of them were chosen by Yah. David was anointed, and Yeshua is called the Anointed One, the Messiah. Both escaped Israel. There was a time when King Saul wanted to kill David, so David needed to escape, and then to the diaspora. And then there was a time when King Herod wanted to kill Yeshua, and Yeshua needed to escape to Egypt. So both were fugitives. Both are kings, destined for a great mission. Both rode on a donkey as a sign of humility. Even though they are kings, they had great humility. Both are descendants of Yeshai. Both brought deliverance and hope. And both of them died on Mount of Olives. Yeshua was buried, crucified, and buried in Mount of Olives, and that's the place where they used to bury the kings of Israel. Both of them were betrayed by Israel. Israel betrayed Yeshua, siding with the Romans. Israel betrayed David, siding with Absalom's army when his son wanted to steal the kingdom. Then both forgave and were merciful in judgment. We know that David forgave many of their enemies. Also, Yeshua forgave those that were persecuting him. Both built Jerusalem. David built Jerusalem, made it the most magnificent city on earth. Yeshua built the spiritual Jerusalem. Both reign in Jerusalem. Yeshua will come to reign in the New Jerusalem, and David reign in the Old Jerusalem. Now, the full name of King David was David ben Yeshai, which means David, son of Yeshai. In Gematria, this has the same numerical equivalent, 386, which is Yeshua. Both of them were born in Bethlehem, means house of bread. They provided bread for Israel, one physical, the other spiritual. Both were born at difficult times. David was born when the Philistines were oppressed in Israel. He was born as the Savior in times of war and difficulty. Also, Yeshua was born when the Romans were oppressing Israel, and he brought a spiritual salvation. 40 years after David died, Israel, the kingdom of Israel, was destroyed, and it was separated from the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. 40 years after Yeshua died, the Romans destroyed Jerusalem. Shalom.